Washington and Texas, my Huskies. They're my Huskies. I need the Huskies to win the national championship. Bet that before the season. How do they win this game? I mean, seriously, how do they win this game? Because in my mind, I think I have the formula, and I think this is a good matchup for them. I think everyone's doubted Washington at every stage, and they keep answering the bell in big games. They show up. Michael Penix is a dog. These wide receivers are unbelievable. People are going to realize how unbelievable Washington's wide receivers are in this game. I think they have a tactical advantage here against Texas's secondary as long as they can protect Michael Penix.
Yeah, I think that's the thing right there. Can you protect the quarterback on both sides? We saw what Quinn Ewers can do with time. I mean, they absolutely dismantled Oklahoma State. I mean, it was ugly. Like, that wasn't even a championship game. We know what both of these offenses can do. And I think it's in Washington's best interest to kind of have a back and forth, high scoring, whoever gets the ball last kind of game. Whereas, Texas can play that style, but I'm sure they prefer to play the possession game and prefer to let their defense catch a breath where, coming into the Pac-12 championship, I couldn't have been more wrong about a team, and I'm still going to try and, hedge a little bit and say I was more wrong about Oregon than I was actually wrong about Washington. I still don't think Washington is a championship caliber team. They're just not well-rounded enough. They've done nothing but show me different, so I do look a little silly saying that.
Yeah, I am a doubter of the Huskies.
I am a doubter of Washington because their defense is, atrocious. And Michael Penix and that offense have lapsed at times against some pretty poor competition. Now, you could say the same exact thing about Texas, though they have dealt with more injuries than Washington. This one I'm seeing a lot less clearly than I see Alabama, Michigan. It's a bigger spread. Texas is 4-point favorites. It is almost going to seem like a home game there in New Orleans for Texas. This is their first officially back on the map. Texas is back type crap. So I think Texas is going to be more hyped up for this one than Washington because Washington has been there before, which is crazy to say.
I was at the game.
So I don't see this one, in Washington's favor, but I do think they match up pretty well with Texas. We're talking about Texas and Washington, absolute barn burner, and then Alabama, Michigan, just a bare knuckle heavyweight brawl. Two great semifinals.
I'm interested to see how the crowd shapes up there in New Orleans.
Should be all Texas.
Yeah, but New Orleans is one of those weird places that people who have never been there think that they want to go, right? It's like it's a tourist trap. It's an absolutely terrible city and nobody should ever go there. But, people are like, oh, yeah, let's go to New Orleans. That's like really fun. I mean, New Year's Day, New Orleans, like what could go wrong? Yeah, you get robbed and killed and you don't come back. That could go wrong. But I mean, Clemson, like that game in the national championship, and Clemson obviously has a bigger fan base and bigger alumni.
I never expected that.
Yeah, I mean, they traveled unbelievably to New Orleans for the national championship against LSU. So, in Washington, you can say they've been there, but have they really ever thought? I mean, they were playing Alabama in Atlanta like that. I mean, talk about a home game. Like, have they really ever felt like they had a chance to win one of these games? I don't think so. I think they come to I am interested to see how it should be Texas. I mean, Texas is going to be going nuts. I'm sure those tickets are insane. And like we said, it's New Orleans. They're probably thinking, oh, all those hefty boys from Austin, Texas are dying to get down there and get some drinks flowing. But yeah, I mean, I think Michael Penix and these Washington receivers can take advantage of Texas's secondary, which is close to 100th in the country. In pass defense, we've seen a number of teams do it, but it's going to be about protecting them. And then if they can open up that pass game, I'm interested to see if they can run on them because no one thought they were going to be able to run on Oregon in that stout Pac-12 defense, and they ran all over them freely.
Yeah, absolutely wild. Oregon, what a shame. Just such a shame, a joke of a program. I was so wrong about them. I couldn't have been more wrong. And that makes me feel like Washington's just going to get blown out by Texas, a real football team. I think it has more to do with the Pac-12 and how we thought they were just something special, that conference, in the last year of the Pac-12. And it turns out they're the same Pac-12 we've always known. And I think that's more indicative of what Washington is than, they're just a really good football team. I think Oregon was, and my own fault, we propped them up for no reason at all.
I told you Oregon was garbage. I told you the Pac-12 was garbage. Now
I also agree with that. Don't you dare.
I'm talking Washington up because I desperately need them to win this game. Desperately need them.
You want them to win. So give me one take. You want them to win. What do you think? Don't say what you want. Tell me what you think.
Well, I've been telling you what I think. I think they can attack Texas' defense. I think, but I also said it, when these games came out, I said I think Texas is the best team in the country. Some people have been like, oh, why does Texas deserve there? Well, have you watched Texas this year? They had a lull in the middle. They had a game against Oklahoma, which to me is unforgivable because I think Vegetables is a terrible head coach, and I can't believe they lost to Vegetables. But if we act like that game didn't happen, when Quinn Ewers has been healthy, he's healthy now. He's going to have a month to be very healthy by the time this game rolls around. You look at what they did to end the year when he was healthy, unbelievable team. You look what they did at the beginning of the year when he was healthy, unbelievable team. I think they're stout up front, but like we said in the last game, styles make fights. And this is a style that is a tough style for them to defend because their pass defense is bad. So they're going to have to dominate up front in the pass rush, or this could get hectic because Alabama wanted to run it into their big offensive line consistently. Now they don't do that as much anymore now that they know Jalen Milroe is a pretty good player, but that's not what Washington's going to do at all. They're not they might not run between the tackles one time this entire game. Like they're going to run outside the tackles and they're going to throw the ball. Styles make fights. That's what we're talking about. I think this one's going to be one for the ages. I think it's a back and forth game. I think Texas is going to be able to score at will. And I think Washington is going to have success through the air as long as they stick to what they've been good at this entire season. Coming up after the break, we're going to get right into it. We're going to give our official predictions for Washington and Texas. Michigan and Alabama will be tomorrow.